Welcome to a session on semiconductor laser. Semiconductor lasers are of two types, except the construction principle and working are same for both. One is homojunction semiconductor laser and another one is heterojunction semiconductor laser. A homojunction semiconductor laser uses the same semiconductor material on both sides of the junction, which means P material and N-type material are of same type of semiconductor but with different dopantes. A heterojunction uses two semiconductor materials, which means P region is a different material and N region is different semiconductor material and having different band gap energies on both sides of the junction. Principle. In conventional lasers, laser light are generated due to transition of electrons from higher energy level to lower energy level. But in semiconductor lasers, the transition takes place from conduction band to valency band. Laser light is produced due to recombination of electrons and holes at p-n junction when current is passed through the diode. Laser light is due to stimulated emission of radiation. When current is passed through the p-n junction under forward bias, the injected electrons and holes will increase the density of electrons in conduction band and holes in valence band. As the current is further increased at some threshold value of current, the amplification will take place and laser begin to emit coherent radiation. The properties of semiconductor laser depends upon the band gap of the given semiconductor material. This is the construction of the semiconductor laser. Here you can observe this is the P region and this is the N region and the middle part is PN junction. From this PN junction only the light is emitted, laser light is emitted. And P region here it is connected to the battery positive terminal and N region here it is connected to the battery negative terminal. Hence we can conclude that this semiconductor laser is forward biased. So semiconductor lasers works only in forward bias condition. Here this front and back surfaces are well polished. This is the energy level diagrams of the semiconductor laser in two cases. When no forward bias is applied, when sufficient forward bias is applied. When no forward bias is applied, here you can observe there is no emission of light. And here you can observe in P region the majority charge carriers are holes and in N region the majority charge carriers are electrons. This is the conduction band and this is the valency band. This is the conduction band and this is the valency band in respect to N regions and P regions. Let us see the working of semiconductor laser. When the junction is forward biased, electrons from N region and holes from P region move to cross the junction in opposite directions. Here, this is the forward biased case. When sufficient large forward bias is given, electron crosses the junction and enter into the p-n junction part. Similarly, hole enter into the junction part due to the high forward bias voltage. Here, in the junction region, the electron and holes recombination takes place due to transition of electrons from conduction band to valency band. When an electron enter into this junction part from this particular N region and hole enter into this PN junction from this particular P region. Here electron recombined with the hole and in this process it emit the photon or a light. For low current, population inversion does not take place, hence only spontaneous emission takes place and the photons released are not coherent photons. So here it is very important thing. When we are giving low forward bias voltages, just electron recombined with the hole and produces the photons by the process of spontaneous emission, and these emitted photons does not create laser light. When forward current is further increased or when the forward biasing voltage or this forward biasing voltage is increased further, then what happens is For a particular threshold voltage, population inversion takes place and coherent photons are released. So large number of electrons enter into this junction part and a large number of holes enter into this junction part due to the application of high forward bias voltage. At this particular situation, stimulated emission of radiation will take place. Here, electron recombines with the hole, but the emitted photon will stimulate another electron to recombine with the hole. In this process, two photons are emitted. These photons will get multiplied as 2 as 4, 4 as 8, 8 as 16 by the process of stimulated emission of radiation, and laser light got emitted. The energy gap of gallium arsenide is 1.487 electron volts and the corresponding wavelength of radiation is 6435 angstroms, which is responsible for laser emission. So this is the working principle of the semiconductor laser, and this working is same for both the HOMO and heterojunctions. Only the construction difference is there between HOMO and heterojunction semiconductor lasers. Let us see some characteristics of lasers. Lasers have four fundamental characteristics: high coherence, high directionality, high intensity, and monochromacity. Let us see some applications of lasers. You can use the lasers in communication sector, medical field, industrial field, and chemical field, and biological application.